Dear listeners, guess who we have today on Toast Talks with CoachBusi? I have the amazing Yonela. Yonela, hello.
Hi, hello, Toastmaster, Busi, coach. Now having a podcast. Listen,
Oh,
you're amazing. How are you?
oh my goodness, I am so excited. One of those days where you're expecting something to happen. It's at a really amazing hour where I am, but just that you are available, I had to jump on and get you on Toast Talk with Coach Busi. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's been a lovely Toastmasters day in my world. I've actually not gone to work today. I took the day off. I had a couple of Toastmasters things to do. And I thought, why not fit in a conversation with the amazing Coach Busi so that we can just talk Toastmasters, may it then be dedicated to Toastmasters Monday.
Hallelujah. I love that. Amen, sister girl. Now, tell me, I've been watching you, particularly when you take Toastmaster of the Day, which, dear listeners who are still to become Toastmasters, means that Yonela gets to MC events. And it is amazing the energy she brings on, the fun. This girl, guys. Anyway, let's have a talk with Yonela. Yonela, how did you get to start your Toastmasters journey?
Yeah, actually, Coach Busi, well, thank you for the compliments. First of all, flattery will take you far. It will gain you favor with me for sure. So thank you. I think Toastmasters had always been an idea and a thought, right? Throughout my varsity days, there was a Toastmasters club in NMMU, Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University, in PE called the Gqeberha now. And they had a Toastmasters club, and I always knew about it. I wanted to be part of Toastmasters. At the time, I thought the fees were just too high for a student like me. So, no, I did not join. But later, life would actually remind me you left something you should have done, because I found myself in my career about 5 years ago feeling like I believe I can do more, but I don't know how to get it out there. I don't know how to package my thoughts in a way that people are willing to listen. I'm not trusting myself enough, but I do see the potential, but I just don't know how to get there. And that's when Toastmasters came back to mind. And I said, now you work. So fees are not going to be an excuse. What other excuse will you have?
Wow. Now, I'm still holding on to you've only been in Toastmasters 5 years.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Do you know, I would have put you in that group of Toastmasters who would be telling me 10 years, 15 years. And it's amazing that in 5 years, you show up with this gusto, with punch, with energy. It looks like it's been a lifetime for you. So, from what I hear, you knew about Toastmasters and you just went back to what you already knew. It's a
Yeah.
question I love asking the guests because we get so many different ways that people come to Toastmasters. So
Hmm.
you already knew from university days. So I wonder if there's someone in a university who could start a Toastmasters club maybe to expose to some people who don't know about it. Hmm,
Yeah,
there is a
exactly.
thought.
I think some you bring a very important talk there actually, or a point, because I've also thought about it to say, how do we take Toastmasters to the roots, to where it all begins? Because think about it, if people at university level already knew about Toastmasters, they've got the platform to express themselves, to bring up their voice and thoughts and trust themselves more. I mean, by the time they get to corporate, they would actually be way better, right? They'll just be in the mood and the groove of things. And I mean, often I interview trainees who are coming into businesses, coming from varsity, and I realize just how much they need Toastmasters. And I feel that it's unfair actually for them to be competing with professionals because they've just come out of varsity. So indeed, something for us to think about there and do, just where it
Right?
all begins. Yeah.
Well, you say it's unfair because the others have already been in corporate. You know what else might be unfair, but we could call it a competitive advantage? It's for those parents like myself who have got their children who are still in university doing Toastmasters. Because by the
Right.
time she shows up, Petra is going to be in a class of her own because she can articulate her thoughts very well. So it's not just the information you know, it's how you bring that information to the forefront.
Yeah.
Let's get into your story. Here with Toast Talks with Coach Busi, we are always looking for the personal stories. Do you have a Toastmaster story you'd like to share with my dear listeners? Any
There are so
Toastmaster
many.
story?
There are so many. Let me start with just expanding a little bit on how I then eventually joined. I grew up, very shy, quiet. I know I talk a lot. Yes, nobody believes me. Nobody believes me, guys. And I promise you, it's the truth. I was so shy. I was so quiet. I was just so okay to be at the back. But over time, this bothered me. Like, why are you so okay to be at the back? Why are you so okay with people bypassing you, with people not seeing you? And I think this became sort of a standing important question. And then, of course, varsity Toastmasters idea comes and I walk past it because I can't afford it. And later in my career, I realized, no, man, you've got to do something. You cannot always be at the back. So I think for me, that was almost a turning point where I started to realize life is about everything that it is about. It's about your family, your responsibilities, but the responsibility to feed into you and to improve yourself is yours and yours alone. Nobody has got the challenge or the task of ensuring that Yonela is a well-groomed female. She knows enough. She's bold. She's confident. Nobody's bothered with that. And so that realization made me realize that, hold on, I need to own this. I need to do what I'm going to do. Instead of doing my nails this month, I'm going to pay my Toastmasters fees. Instead of the beautiful weave, I'm going to actually just hold the idea and go and pay my Toastmasters fees. So I think my story is just really around that realization of how do I own the journey? And of course, from there, man, it was just such a beautiful journey to unfold. But I will hold it there. I think really my story is just how do I turn it from looking at somebody else, but look at me to actually make it happen.
Wow. So you were very intentional about your journey in bringing the best of you out. And like I said, you called it flattery. It really is not. You are amazing. Whenever our club has an event where we want to have energy come, Yonela guys shows up and she always brings that energy, and I know it's intentional. I know I can see the skills that you've honed in from Toastmasters, and I was just like, 5 years, I'm still stuck on this has happened in 5 years, and now you go and you tell me that I am supposed to believe that you were shy. Okay, I will take your word for it, but I love the way you show up. Now, in your walks with Toastmasters, give me a shout out for your club to start with. You've been very professional and very good about it. Trust me, most of my guests come on here and the first thing is they name drop their club. So please tell us a little bit about your club.
Yes. Of course, I have to. I mean, I support a lot of clubs. So technically, I belong to many clubs, yours included, by the way. But my home club is Lakeside Toastmasters, based out in Centurion. There is one that I actually originally started at, which was Central Centurion Toastmasters. And then through supporting different clubs, I've actually just gotten so many, a lot of membership across the board. So no, I am actually belonging to every other club.
Isn't that the joy of Toastmasters? How you can just go gallivanting around the world, really, if you choose to. So, kudos for that involvement. And you just dropped a hint for any listener who's watching. The more you visit other clubs, the more experience. Now your 5 years makes sense. because you are not
Yeah.
sticking to one club. You are not saying, I'm only going to attend 2 meetings a month. Literally, you are all over and having the time of your life,
Yeah. I think we
right?
see commitment is such an important thing and we take it so lightly, right? And we want to commit to our jobs and things that will give us money. And we don't realize that committing to anything that you do is actually respect for your own time. Think about it. Because if I'm part of Toastmasters, I'm investing money, I'm investing my time, and I'm going to club meetings twice a month. That's not enough to get the return. So basically, I don't respect my own investment enough to actually
Mm.
just go all in. So for me, it was either I go all in or I don't do it. And I decided I'm going to go all in. And that involved being involved in speech contests, taking up leadership roles at club level, taking up leadership roles at district level. I mean, I became club president literally just over 6 months into the club. And when they needed a president, I'm ready. I will learn. I will figure it out because my investment needs to make sense and it needs to respect the fact that I've taken this decision. And so I think very, very important and something that maybe a lot of people in Toastmasters struggle with. They see it as the hobby, the other thing I do when I'm bored, the other thing I use to fill up my time. This is its priority. It's what I want to do and I want to get the best out of it. So that has always been my attitude.
Awesome. So you've already gone and told us the why you joined, and we can see the results of that why. In your work field, in your work arena, has Toastmasters leaned in? Has it given any benefits that you might want to share with us?
Yes, yes, yes. First of all, it was the main reason why I joined, right? To find my voice, get the confidence, and so on. And I got in and I started growing. And then I realized that the more I spoke at a club level, the more I was confident to speak up in a club, in a meeting at the boardroom. The more I participated in table topics and I got to speak off the cuff. Table topics, for those who don't know and listening, it's basically a 1 to 2 minute speech that you speak, or rather you deliver a speech on any topic without having prepared. The more I did that, the more I was able to cross-question presentations that were being put up. I moved into a new job, a new company, very big company, by the way, with lots of talented people. And the first thing I did was to be vulnerable, ask questions. I don't understand that. Can you please explain a little bit more? And where did I learn the confidence and the safety to be actually vulnerable when I don't know? Toastmasters, because there I would have to practice to speak off the cuff. I would be given feedback. So I'm quite comfortable with the good and the bad. And so that has set me up. And within no time, my manager in the new company said, I noticed that you ask a lot of questions. Well done. That's how you learn. And that was all because Toastmasters has taught me to laugh at myself when I feel foolish, when I've said a word wrong. It's okay. I'm going to get it right
Right.
conscientiously. So,
Exactly.
exactly. So, I think for me, it's benefited me so much. And I mean, what I've spoken to is just the tip of the iceberg. But I don't want to make this just, one way conversation. But really, I've benefited in numerous ways, Busi.
That is amazing. That is amazing. And that comes with the way Toastmasters is set up to give you feedback, and how you talked about having words. You've already spoken about Toastmasters with the words. That's where we have a grammarian who comes in and says,
Mm.
no, it's not gestures, it's gestures.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing. The feedback loop is absolutely awesome. And more than that, we say you get that feedback in a safe place, in a safe environment where people are cheering you on, people want to see you succeed. This place, guys, it is amazing. Toastmaster Yonela, your final word to that dear listener who is listening and thinking, I might want to be an MC, or I have been asked to be an MC at a wedding. And this is in the next 6 months. I am
Mm.
terrified. How do I do it? Or I've been asked to give a toast and they
Yeah.
are sweating bullets because they don't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
In a minute or two, give a motivational table topics on encouraging that one person who is sitting on the fence right now to come on over and join this international group of fabulous, encouraging, and supporting people. Over to you, Toastmaster Yonela.
I just love you, Coach Busi. I just love your energy. Thank you so much for having me again. I think I was not prepared for table topics for sure. But I think one thing I would want to say to the person who is sitting on the fence, who's trying to decide, you've got one life to live. My sister, my brother, one life we've got. And guess what? In that life, there's 7+ billion people trying to do the exact same thing that you're trying to do. What will set you apart is what you're willing to put in versus what they're willing to put in. The hours, the time, the investment in self, which we often underestimate, will actually be the one that will get you on top from all these other people that you find in this world. I joined Toastmasters to improve my voice, my confidence to speak in the boardroom. Guess what? I actually found out here in Toastmasters that I am a good MC. I did not know that. I really didn't. And so 5 years ago, I started emceeing club events. They call it a Toastmaster of the day. And people be like, oh, you did so well. I'm like, okay, fine. And then the next opportunity comes and I go. The next opportunity comes and I go. Right now, I am a professional MC. I invoice to MC events. I get paid to MC events. I get flown from one place to another by a company to go MC an event. This is a skill I probably knew I kind of had because I've always been a speaker and I've always loved the glitz and the glam. But then I'm in corporate because I love my salary and stability. But if life had it another way, I probably would be in entertainment and so on. I always knew I had something, but I did not know it was enough to get me paid. And so that investment is one step that takes you to more that life has got to give. And so one life to live, 7 billion people. What will you do to stand out?
Woo! I want to join again just from that motivation. I almost forgot I'm already a Toastmaster.
Love it.
Yonela, thank you so much. You are absolutely correct. One of the things that my daughter and I have these rules that we keep talking about, these lifelong sort of nuggets. And one of them is, alongside what you're saying, one life to live. I would say to her, my girl, you want people to take you seriously. We need to see you taking yourself seriously. There are a lot of people who are just like, oh no, I'm not taken seriously. But are you taking yourself seriously? If you know that you are talking, but you can do better, come and learn the skill and upscale. If you're someone who is intimidated by public speaking, how are we ever going to know what's going on inside your brilliant God-given mind?
Right.
Come along and be a Toastmaster. We've talked about how it's a safe environment. Yonela, how many calls did I have to knock to make to you? How many doors did I need to knock to get to you, to ask you to come onto this podcast?
One WhatsApp number, one WhatsApp message.
One. And it's a yes. What does that speak of? Network. If I was having an event, virtual, paid, guess what? I have an MC who is willing, able, capable to show up for me. Correct? Correct?
Definitely. And I would love to come to the States. Hello.
Come on now. Come on over to the States and give us the energy. So, Yonela, today, thank you so much. What a conversation. I feel energized. I feel motivated again. I'm going to look for a club. I know there is a club that's having a meeting in a couple of hours. I'm going to show up because I want to take myself seriously, because I have one life to live. Thank you so much
Oh,
for
man.
showing up.
Beautiful.
I am so grateful. And I love that we are in this Toastmasters world and doing life together.
Certainly. I am so happy to have been able to meet your requirements and be part of this beautiful work you're doing. Indeed, let's spread the word, because all we want is to see the world a better place, better than we found it. So thank you, Busi. May you have a beautiful one, and some love to your listeners. And we look forward to more episodes coming through from you.
Well said. Thank you, Yonela. You and I can go on forever, but we won't. Dear listeners, on the next podcast is Toast Talk with Coach Busi with yet another amazing guest. This is me signing out, over and out.